Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today with a new Junk Journal January video. Today is day 13, and we are on tape. We're getting close to halfway here. If you're new and you would like to get the free printables for this Junk Journal January workshop, all you need to do is go to jjj.inkandpage.co, sign up there. There'll be a button that says Get Now. Click that, sign up, and then you'll have access to the full workshop, all the prompts, everything all in one place. So it's also available on YouTube, but you know that this is just a convenient house for like everything all together. Okay, now let's see. We're going to talk about today's prompt, which is tape. I have what I think is a pretty simple plan. That could, I like to complicate things, so we'll see what happens. But what I did here is I created a bunch of different vintage photographs here, along with washi tape strips. Okay, so now you do not need to use any of the printables from this kit to do this idea if it appeals to you. You could use your own photograph and you could use your own washi tape. Okay, but you know, in the interest of creating a cohesive package that makes a project easy to do, I have created these. Okay, so I have these three photographs and these four washi strips. I have these three photographs and these washi strips here. And then I also created a series of photos of women like kind of in this, like in the sunlight. Now these are kind of like a grungy junked up like vintage photos here. But I kind of fell in love with this particular concept of, the sunlight. So I did end up making a series of photographs of, just different women kind of almost in the same sort of general pose, but I didn't know what would speak, what would speak most to you, or, whatever. I just thought that these were kind of like inspiring. So these are the photos that I created, so there's either one of these you could pick. You could also pick any one of these if you want to go kind of more like inspirational, I guess, more like nature focused. And then I also created a separate washi strip page. I know, like, this is what happens when I create a printable pack and then I come back later with another idea and then add to it. You end up with a bunch of random stuff like this. But I wanted to add quotes in. So I put the quotes on the washi strips here, and then I just have a couple of other random patterns on here that I thought, might be useful. So anyway, I know there's a lot of stuff in here for kind of a pretty basic idea, but I just thought, you never know what's going to inspire you. Maybe you want to do 2 or 3 of these in your journal. Who knows? So you have enough to create quite a bit. All right. So let us take a quick look in here. I'm going to show you what my plan is. I have a stencil for today. Okay, so I need... This is my page. Okay, and this is my picture that I picked. This one, for whatever reason, just, I knew it when I saw it. This was gonna be mine. And my idea is to create a tape frame around her. So I'm going to use a combination. I pulled out like all the bluish, greenish, goldish, sort of brownish washi tape that I could find. I did pretty well. I found quite a bit. But I thought what I would do is put her in the middle, tape all around her, make a tape, basically make a tape frame, and then also add in a few of my quotes. So I wanted to make a very inspirational spread. You'll notice the next couple are going to kind of be that way. I like whenever... how you have, sometimes you just hit road bumps in your life? Well, I had a giant road bump, and so this is going to be my pick-me-up project. So that's, kind of why I wanted to do something really hopeful and really inspiring for this one. So I have also some fun stuff planned for tomorrow that also hopefully will be uplifting. So we'll see what happens, but I did include some of my most favorite quotes. Some of them I've used before in other kits, some of them are new, but it's just one of those things where you just have to like refocus yourself, you know, and just like focus on the positive. And, you know, crafting is something that like just, it's like very like healing, very inspiring, and it is really great for like just rejuvenating you, you know what I mean? All right, so that is enough of my talking. I'm going to start grabbing some washi. Oh, actually, no, before we do washi tape, I want to do the stencil. It's a good thing. I talked so much, I almost talked myself out of my idea. Okay, so I have this stencil, which I'm pretty sure I got off Amazon. If I can find it, I will link it. So I just wanted to do a little bit of stenciling around basically mostly the edges here. And then I'll go over this with the washi tape frame and all of that. So I'm just going to stick a piece of paper behind this. I think I have a printable that is from the other day that I can use just to protect the paper underneath, so that I don't get paint all over it. All right, let me get my, oops, I just knocked over my glue. All right, so I'm gonna get this here, and then I'm just gonna grab a sponge, and then we'll go to town on the stencil. All right, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my mat here. And then I'm just gonna go, I'm mostly interested in getting the edges here, because I'm hoping to keep my tape towards the middle. We'll see. I mean, my page here is not huge, so you know, I may end up having to I may end up covering up some of this, but I really wanted the circles because we're going to be doing like a lot of lines and squares. So I thought, okay, I'll get some circles, and I was like, I must have a stencil of like these like round coffee stain rings, but this is the only one I could find, so this is the one we're using. And I'm just gonna go, there's another one over here too, but I am just gonna go around this whole thing and just randomly take parts of this stencil and just put it down, because you're not gonna see like this whole page, you're just gonna see the edges, so hopefully that will be enough. I'm going to take this one and go over here. Sometimes I wish I could cut these up. I know I should probably just look and try to find a stencil that's just the coffee stains. And I figure I can turn these all different ways and just kind of hopefully make them look just a tad bit different. And actually, I don't really know who's going to be looking in this journal besides me, so it probably doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to put some over here too. It gets a little bit trickier as you get into it, but ooh, there's a really good splatter up here. think that should do pretty well for what we're going to do today. Okay, I'm just going to clean this up. All right, this should dry in just a second, so let's put this here. Okay. All right, so now I have this picture. So like the first thing I'm going to do is tape it down. And so let's see, what am I going to use for that? Seems like a good candidate just for like, I just want to get it into place. I guess I should probably glue it, huh? Because I'm not going to use it for a like a pocket or anything. This is just going to be purely a visual situation. I did print my photo on this photo on photo paper because I thought it would be nice to have like really good colors for this. And I think the photo paper is like less prone to fading, so. So I hope I'm getting this like reasonably centered here. There we go. And then I can just go around her edges of the... Oh, I also decal trimmed my photo, even though there was no need to do so. Because I just felt like it. You know, and I was like, well, if anything shows, I want it to be decal trimmed, so there you go with that. All right, so I'm just gonna go through here, and that was not how I hoped that was gonna go, and do this, and then I'm gonna start out with just washi tape, and then I'm gonna move to the other tape. So this, like, I'm doing washi tape as my, like, kind of initial layer, because I don't, like... I have no idea what this is going to end up looking like. You know, like, it's who knows, like, I just thought it'd be fun to have, like, a washi tape frame. So, hopefully it's not going to end up looking weird, but we'll see what happens. I wonder if I should have made that go the other way. I feel like this is probably like a pretty fun, like, low stress plan for this here. And then I want to add the quotes on the very top layer, so that's part of what I can do here. I'm probably going to have a lot of, like, orphaned pieces of washi tape. This is the map washi tape that I used on the other page, so I thought I would bring it into this spread as well. I'm not doing a very good job getting it up, though. I did pull out some solid tape too as well, so that if I needed to have like a buffer kind of, you know what I mean, like a just like a solid color on there, just to kind of bring it down a little bit. These ones by far are probably the easiest ones to work with. We'll see if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, I can go ahead and put some glue under there as well. I really want to get these butterflies on here. I'm not sure. If they're going to be too big or not. They may be like off the scale of my page here. I think what I'll do too is like, I'm going to have a bunch of like random leftover pieces over here. I might try to just make a separate like piece of ephemera or collage or something like that with these like weird extra pieces that I'm going to have. You might want to keep like a glue stick handy just in case some stuff doesn't stick down as well as you might have hoped. The other thing that I'm thinking too is that I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility to add some of the tape like to the outer edges as well. So you'll have your like kind of central piece here, but you can still have a few like little pieces also here. I did get this. Could have been cut a little better here. Those were not the right scissors for that job. Oh my goodness. I still don't feel like that's sticking down very well. Okay, so let me grab my, I think, where did I put my sheet of quotes and stuff, and then we can add that on. Okay, maybe I'm going a little, I just had an idea, so. That butterfly washi tape might be too much because it might draw away from the center a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Okay, now I'm gonna grab the quote sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna tear a couple of these guys off. I thought that these would, like, this design would lend itself to being torn. We're gonna find out here. But I just thought that that would be like a super easy way to cut these up. I mean, I don't think it would be too hard to use a paper cutter either on these. The lines are not super delineated. They're like watercolor brush strokes. So I just thought that might make it a little bit easier to get them apart. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention about this too is I printed these washi strips on, like, I think 28-pound paper. So it's super lightweight, so they'll be super easy to manipulate and tear. I didn't want to mix cardstock with, because I knew I was going to be using actual washi tape on mine as well. So I didn't want to mix thick cardstock. You could, I mean, if you, because that could add an extra texture element on there, but I just wanted to keep it all kind of in the lighter paper realm. There. And also, this weird black line is not on the final printable. That was just a me thing. This can be cut as like one big piece. You could cut it as 3 smaller pieces. I'm only going to use the washi tape from this sheet just because I used my own washi tape, so I don't need the other washi tape from the other sheets. But I thought it would be nice for, if you only wanted to print one sheet, you could pick one of those 2 sheets that has the tape and the images on it. And then just save the images for something else. Because I figured we could totally use those in another project. I think we're starting to get a decent stockpile of ephemera. Which is good. I was hoping to, like, keep it down to, like, 2 pages a day. I haven't done great with that, but we'll see. Okay, so this is my favorite Emily Dickinson quote. The hope is a thing with feathers. So I'm going to see here what I can do with this. I'm going to take off my ends here. Okay, I'm going to take off, like, when I tore this, I didn't do, like, a super awesome job, so I'm just going to take this off. And then I'm going to also, I think, put some ink on this, if I know where I put my, yeah, there it is. I did do a bunch of different quotes though, so hopefully there'll be something in there that you could feel like would match what you're feeling, or you could just, you know, handwrite whatever out that you like, that would inspire you, you know? Alright, I'm gonna cut it here. so I want to add a little bit more. I want to make this side a little bit wider. I don't need to make it hugely wider, but okay, let's see if that works better. Alright, I think that is definitely better. Now I'm just going to put this quote around it, and then I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep building around it once I have that on there, because I wanted to have like the background on there before I put my quote on. And then I'll just keep building around these. Oh, the other thing I thought too is like I did get some cheesecloth and stuff, so I might see about adding those. Okay, let's just add a little something down there. This is probably the kind of thing that would benefit from being sealed a little bit with like Mod Podge or Collage Medium, just to keep it from getting peely, because there's a lot of like different layers interacting here. And I guess I could have glued every single piece of washi tape, but not sure if I have that level of patience. All right. I might decorate this side of the page too at some point with what's left over here. Oops. Because I don't know if I want to, I think 2 quotes might be too much for this page. Oh, the other thing too is like if you have like edges or pieces that from stuff you've cut out, you could also use those on this here. You know, it would totally, like you could use that instead of the tape or in addition to the tape. Because this could literally be like a scrap layout, you know what I mean? I'm going to cut the top off of this. I thought it would be nice to add a couple of texture elements to this, just to give it a little extra. I'm going to stick some glue under there while I'm here. Oh, I need a little bit more down here. Okay, so I also have this frayed satin ribbon. So I'm thinking I'm going to add this in there too. I can't wait to see if I can actually cut this reasonably straight. I don't need this to be super long though, so if I get a straight portion, I'll be in good shape. Okay, so I think I have this sufficiently frayed. It goes this way. Okay, and then we'll just have it get, I'll just cut it just a tad shorter, I think. I know this is a lot of fussing around for one piece, right? But that's why we do this. Okay, you know how I said this was a scrap project? I think I'm slightly worried that I am making more scraps than I am using. Okay, let's see what else we can put on here, because I think I'm getting like a little bit towards the end here, but I'm not quite there yet. Wondering if this is gonna match, if I can get this in here somehow. It might be a little bit too thick. This is hands down my favorite washi tape, like, ever. It's from the washi tape shop. I think it comes in like a bundle of 3, and I may just have to buy it by the bundle again because I love this one so much. It's like such a great background washi tape, and it has like you know, floral information and gardening and stuff like that on it. Maybe I can get this off, and it's just This 28-pound paper is so nice and light. It's so easy to rip. Okay. There we go with this one. And then I can get a nice little bit of floral on here as well. That kind of brings in the what we have like from some of the other pages as well. Let's see about adding a little bit of this in there as well. I'm not sure if my color scheme is going to want to do this, but we'll see. I'm not sure if that's too harsh of a line. Oops. I didn't do a very good job with the glue on this at all. There we go. Not sure if this is off or not. Is that too close to the edge there? It might be. try that. You know what? I don't like that one. I have like washi tape on every single finger. That might be better. I hope I'm not like verging on making it too crazy. It's possible that I am. But you know what? Sometimes crazy is more fun. Okay, so I do think this is too dark for right here. I think there's a piece of it stuck in there. So this is where, oops, sorry about that. I try to like use up some of my scraps that I have over here, like all lined up. So we're gonna get rid of this down here too, even though I don't think it's as distracting down there, but we're just gonna kind of add a couple of these like scraps in here. For like extra little bits and pieces. Let's see what else I've got here. I have a lot of map scraps. Oh, I also have this. Let's see. That's almost like, it's almost too pretty to rip. This is like, I think this is a situation where it's going to be tough to be done, but I feel like I'm getting there. Oh no, I don't care for that. It's probably a no for anywhere else, I think. Some of these washi tapes I put on here and I ended up covering up like 4 times. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? So now the big question is, do I fill in these areas with stamping? I kind of feel like I want to. Let me just move all this stuff out of the way here. I think I'm going to take these other quotes and go through and glue them in just on random pages. One of the things that I wanted to do as a project, and I need to look, because I think the cluster is on there. We could go through and make like little page clusters on a variety of pages. That's the other thing I was going to say about this particular project. Like if you were short on time or something like that, you could always just go through your journal and add tape to pages that are not done, pages that are done. I mean, it would just, you know, it can be completely up to you what pages you decorated. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have to be like a big project or a big spread, you know, just like a boom, one tiny thing. Okay, so I have a couple of these All in Create stamp sets here. I will link these below if they are still for sale. I have this one too. This stamp is like my favorite of the bunch. It's right here. I'm going to use it. I love it. I was hoping it would fit in there. It might. Thought it would be small enough to fit. All right, let's give this a shot and see what happens. All right, so I've got like a tiny little archival vintage photo right here. I put a bunch of ink on this because I'm worried about where I'm putting it. And now I touched it. So there we go. Okay. Okay, there's that one. That's on this one. It's clearly my favorite stamp because it's the one that's stained. I mean, it's just perfect when you need like a little butterfly. You know what I mean? The rest of these are bigger, so they're probably not going to be as good for this project. Okay, so I have this one. I don't think I have the card for one of these. That's this one here. I'll have to see what it is. And this one is actually on my other little thing right now because it's so useful. These are the Tim Holtz like acrylic blocks. I love these. I know like some people aren't into them because they are thin, but like I love the thin ones. I wish that they were all thin like this, because now that I've done this here, I wasn't sure which way that one went. Now that once I started using these, I don't want to go back to the thick ones. Oh, that's not great. These are this is the stamps that I use when I want to fill in tiny spaces. It's perfect for that. I did this actually after the video was over the other day, where I also use these same two stamp sets to stamp right in here. And you can see the butterflies too. I just wanted to kind of fill it in. I like to do that. And I find it very relaxing to sit here and do this. So sometimes after I'm done making a video, I'll just sit here and do a few extra things just to give myself a little relaxation time. Do this, turn this around and do it again. Just kind of overlap it slightly. I like this one a lot. It's just a little grid. Okay, I think I'm done with this one, you guys. I know, hard to believe, right? But I think that it's looking pretty good, and I think it's looking pretty finished, or at least I hope it is. Alright, so I guess this will do me for tape for today. I hope you guys have fun playing with all the stuff in the kit, as well as making your own tape spreads. Tomorrow we are going to be doing button, and I have hopefully a fun project for you guys planned tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you could like the video, subscribe. I keep forgetting to say this. I would absolutely appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching.